Hi Libra, this is Jess with your August 1st to the 15th reading 2017. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Libra, some of you definitely, it was not a good time to be Libra these past couple of weeks. I said what I said because I felt what I was feeling at the time when I gave that whole spiel to some of you about a special message. That was the video. If you're new to this channel, definitely go back and check that one out. It kind of lends itself to the intro of this video, obviously. But yeah, going back to that special message for some of you Libras, that could relate or kind of could see that happening to outside people, because it can happen to you, it can happen around you, that sort of thing. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the best time to be a Libra, because some of you definitely got karma coming back to you. Okay. Or at the very least, an untimely situation happened to you, and others of you have become a victim of someone else's wrongdoing toward you. So I'm sorry to hear that. If some of you can relate to that part, I'm sorry if that is your reality for some Libras, but don't worry, because like a boomerang, what goes around comes back around. That being said, I didn't realize to the effect that my message would have proven to me as I kind of looked around and saw certain things happening. And it was like, wow, it really was. Because it was like, it wasn't in the cards. It was just this feeling. And now and then it started to kind of like really show itself. So yeah. So for those of you that can relate to that, you kind of understand what I'm saying. This first 2 weeks, however, one thing that can't be changed for some of you that's making money, you're making money and you're going to keep making money. So that's good, right? Money is always a good thing. It seems like for some of you, you may have been in a lull period where money was starting to look a little scarce, a little meek, a little tight. Some of you may be feeling like you had to save your pennies. Some of you could have been waiting on something, like you were waiting for a check, or you waiting for your payment, that sort of thing. And you have been waiting a while. And as you were waiting, you became more and more concerned about money, and money may, because of that concern of that energy, may have promoted more lack of monies. But for some of you, it looks like after the 9th of August, or the first 2 weeks, first 9 days, for some of you, it's really going to look good. Like money is definitely going to be coming in. Or others of you are going to be experiencing an upswing again of money. So that's good to see. I do feel like these first 2 weeks, or definitely the first 8 days, are going to, bam, you blink, it's gone. You blink, July is already out of here, obviously, but you blink and the first week of August is going to be gone. So just expect this to be quite a busy 2 weeks. That being said, I feel like a lot of you are going to be weighed down, a lot going on. You may have, children that you got to take care of. Your husband, your wife you have to take care of. So it's going to be a lot of hats that you have to wear, Libras, at this time. But I feel like the more and more time goes on, the closer you're going to get to be away from the danger zone, wherever that danger zone was for some of you. It looks like if you're looking for work opportunities, there's going to be a lot of communication, at least a lot of communication of like trying to put your resumes out, trying to connect with people. You may have a family or a friend, a particular person that that may give you a very good tip. And then you can say, it's because of this person I'm working here now. And this can come in as like a family friend, someone's a friend of yours, husband, or someone's husband that and you may hear that, hey, my company's hiring, or this person I can kind of give you a referral to, and you get the job just like that. So good things are starting to happen for Libra. So congratulations. It's a far cry from last month, I want to say, for some of you that went through that. It looks like your mind is racing, a lot of thoughts of wanting to do one thing, and I want to do this and that and that and that. And again, if you put any action, it's going to make you exhausted though. Just wanting to follow your desires, like your thoughts, is going to make you very, very tired because you're going to have traveled the whole map, if you will. But you know what I mean? You would have crossed a lot of you've made a lot of traction, I want to say. If you give in to all the things that your mind is wanting you to do, and out of that doing will create some type of opportunity that can yield successful for you. So if you're, just as an example, if you're house hunting, you may have looked at 50 million homes. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but you guys know what I mean. But it could be like a lot online and then actually physically went and looked at quite a few. And you will find that home. Like if you've been trying to apply for a loan and you've not heard back, and you've been getting a closed lip, or just been feeling like people are not being responsive to you, you're gonna get that offer. You're gonna get the okay. You're gonna get the approval. So it's good. It's good things coming to you. I feel that you may be hearing from, like, there may be a bit of an issue at the workplace. Okay, and I'm trying to see where you guys even kind of come up in this reading, because I don't see that much of your element here. But I feel that there seems to have been some conflict. And right now, a lot of you are dealing with conflict resolution. So there was some problems in the past. If it was at work, some of you could have been on probation. You could have been on leave. You could have had a written warning, a formal warning. And it lent itself to further investigation. And upon further investigating, I feel that there's going to be some type of, again, could be you hear now that you're on probation. You have to take leave. We're going to adjourn this if it's court related. We're going to adjourn this until said day and time, that sort of thing. Okay. And just know if it's something at the workplace or at, legalese that you're dealing with, that you're defending yourself against the other person, for some Libras, you're not going to win. Others of you, I feel that's going to be a hard win. If you do win, it will be a hard win, because that other person is going to put up an absolute fight. And it really comes down to who's right, who was done wrong in the matter, and who's not. Who's found to, where the evidence lies. That's what I want to say. It all comes down to where the evidence lies will determine the winner. Okay. And there's some not sharing, like the opponent isn't revealing their hand. So just know that, if they're telling you, you think you have the full story, you only have 40%. No, you only have, 40% of the story. Okay, or 30% of the story. All right. So just be careful with that, or just be mindful of that. You don't have the full story. Anything that you're hearing in the next 2 weeks, you're gonna have to let time play out, because I feel you don't have the full story, and it's going to take some time for the full story to come out. So just keep that in mind too, because I feel like someone's trying to keep you at bay, or you may be trying to keep someone at bay, or a circumstance may be being held off for a later day. And if you rush in, or if too much pressing an issue or settling for what you see now is not necessarily going to be the end of it, and you may become very disappointed down the line. So just be careful with that, okay? Or be advised about that. Because I see some things just being hidden from you. Again, I get the workplace. I get someone maybe wanting to work things out, but not knowing that so if it's a court thing, right? And they're saying, oh yeah, we want to handle this amicably outside of the courts. We just would like mediators, that sort of thing. They may be trying to build evidence. They may need time to build evidence against you, and then turn around the 11th hour and say, in fact, we're going to take this to trial, because now they've compiled all this evidence against you. So just be mindful. That's one example. I know it seems a bit extreme, but you guys can put your own specific situation in there and utilize those that example, just as knowing that there's some things that you still need to know. So travel, seems like you guys are going to be going on a trip. It could be with family. This is a time of a vacation, for holiday for some people, depending on where you live. And I do see some travel. I see some of you possibly, there may be some conflicts with children, with you and your mate. Your mate may be a bit conflicting toward you, and this person could be a Gemini, it could be a Libra like yourself, or an Aquarius, but really it could be any sign, just someone that has a bone to pick with you, and it's like a verbal joust, and it has to do with a child. The child is all the way in the middle of the whole situation, and your mate may have their family, and you have your, mom, or it could be like my mom is arguing with my child's dad, or my child's mom, and my parents. Everyone is like in different corners with their own ideas about the circumstance, and it creates more problems for us, where I feel like if you guys would just like stop listening to other people, or for some Libra ladies, if you would just talk to him yourself, then I feel that you can kind of regulate more, or understand that for him it could be coming from a place because you've moved on, you're in a really good healthy relationship, and now he's being a bit combative because of it. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well. But others of you, and I am going into love here without even mentioning it, but I am going into love. Others of you are going to have a very peaceful, happy, loving family life. Like family seems to be very peaceful, very happy. I feel for the next 6 days. Okay. The next 6 days, up to 10 days. And it can run all the way through Leo season, that you guys are just really happy. You feel like a newness. Some of you could have delivered a baby, so now you have a baby. So it's like, wow, we have a child now, and it's just made the house completely beautiful and different. Because I get this beautiful feeling that's now the foundation of home for you guys. There can also be some conflict that I see around that. So this is a separate group. That there may even be some talk about an outside baby. Someone is pregnant. Someone is having a baby. And you're being told that there's another woman that could be in the picture, or is pregnant, or have had a child. And, or you may be pregnant, so there's another addition to the family is what I'm seeing here for some of you. If that's the case, there can be some conflict around that, especially if you are in a relationship. There can be a situation for others of you that you are, your mate is probably trying to get back to you, or there's just a lot of love energy going on between you and your mate. Then you get this news about another person, and it kind of, it changes the dynamic with the family. And I feel that you're going to be trying to address it. You may be trying to address a situation. Some of you may be, I'm feeling like some of you may be addressing it. Like you're not confronting the other person. Okay. I feel like you may be confronting your mate. Okay. But when you're confronting your mate about another person, your mate may be in a very immature state right now. So if there is 3 people, your mate may just be feeling very frisky, and they find themselves going back to that person that they can always, just get their ego stroked. Or again, they may just have this strong desire for this particular person, and this person is always there, willing and ready. That sort of thing is kind of what I'm getting as well. Okay, is what I'm seeing here. If you're the outside person, it could be you wanting this person to kind of grow up and choose you over another, because you may have found out that that other person is now, they're about to have another baby, they're about to get married, like there's some significant thing about to happen, and so now you're trying to make sense with someone that is very selfish. So that is definitely something that could be quite frustrating, and you have to express to yourself how much of that can you tolerate. And I'm speaking to some Libra ladies out there, Libra men. I feel if you're the one doing it, then that's how you're making the other woman feel. And like I told you, some of you, and that's how you got to understand how energy goes. Some of you, yes, there's a situation and dynamic of, I wasn't part of that group. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be part of the next group. Everything doesn't get swept up all at once. You always got to come back and sweep up the rest. So just be careful and make sure that you're not, going to be a part of that next cycle of karma, that is going to come sweeping your way. Okay. So try to live your life the way that you would want someone to, you know, consider you, your feelings, and, you know, act appropriately. Off my soapbox, and with that I will close. So that's what I have for you guys for the first 2 weeks of August. I hope that this has been helpful. If you would like to share with us how this relates to you, please do so in the comment section below. You know, we'd love to hear from you. If you would like personal counsel with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as the beginning and end to this video. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care.